dark, or mixed race?
I'm white.
Light skin. Light skin privilege, is it real or is it exaggerated?
For me personally, through my lived experience, I think it's exaggerated, especially when we're dealing with the dominant culture. But in our community, I think it is real. I think it's one of the most damaging things that we do to each other, colorism. And I've actually had think tanks and hosted discussion forums in my house when there was a movie or a documentary called Dark Girls, Light Girls. And so I had people of all, I've had Black people of different shades, and we all discussed this and just kind of getting their ideas. And the thing about it is, it's so emotionally and damaging to our culture, because one thing that I learned about it was that how there were women in Africa who were damaging their skin and developing cancer and all of these other horrible skin diseases just because they wanted to be, a lighter complexion. And it just really broke my heart. And also, I feel that the sister that was on there earlier, the first sister that you had, I think it was Miss Makeup.
Yes.
I just wanted to comment on, just from being a light-skinned woman, I think it is kind of dismissive of what she said, and I agreed with you, Dr. Umar, because I personally have dealt with that as far as being women, particularly Black women, thinking, okay, well, she's bougie or she's too good or this and that just because of the color of my skin, something that I can't change. And I've always been so supportive of other sisters who have gone, like darker sisters who have gone through that. And in particularly, I wanted to tell this story. I remember one time me and one of my girlfriends, who was a darker woman, and we were hanging out at the bar, this and that. And this one brother said something to my friend saying that, oh, you're cute for a dark-skinned girl. And I thought that was just the most horrible thing. And I stood up. And I was like, before she can, we both was, on it. But I stood up and I was like, how horrible. I mean, what kind of person are you to say that? How, she's a beautiful person regardless of whatever. And we all come, and that's the most beautiful thing about us, is we all come from different shades and, different hues, and we're the most beautiful people on this planet. So, I just thought that was horrible. So we go through, light-skinned people, dark-skinned people, we go through that, and we have to prove ourselves. And also the light skin, I have two sons. One of my sons is a darker skin, and the other one is a lighter skin. And my lighter skin, we talked about that, where people think that, oh, because he's light, he's a nice looking guy. Both of my kids are beautiful, handsome men. And the lighter skin one has always said, well, as from a guy's perspective, people think he's soft, or, they think you're softer or whatever, or they'll try to, men will try to try you because they think, oh, you're light skinned and you're soft. And I thought about that too. And I had to kind of reflect, because I was like, just because of the messages that I had received, I became, I guess what you say, an overachiever. I studied my history. I've gotten the highest degree that you can ever get. I work really hard. I mean, I do a lot of stuff. And I think that's because, people think like, oh, well, she's not very smart, or she's pretty, but she's not, people think, oh, she's not very smart. So I think that was one way that I had to, prove myself. And
let me ask you, how were your parents growing up? Did your parents, either your mother or your father, did they practice a form of light skin supremacy in the home, even if it was unconscious? Are your siblings light as you, or do you have some color variation amongst your siblings?
I have one sister, and we are totally different. She's more on the brown, and I'm more of the light. And with my mother and my father. My dad was really, really dark, and my mom, you know, she wasn't as light as me, but she was, you know, lighter. But nobody ever, like, I didn't even know that, let me tell you, I didn't even know that there was a difference until I think I got into high school. And I traveled a lot, like when I was like they call it a government brat, not military. Mm-hmm. So we traveled. I grew up on the West Coast, and then of course a lot of people in California, San Francisco, whatever, everybody's like all mixed races and all of that. So I didn't even notice the difference until I moved to Mississippi. That was where I finished high school, and that's when I found out that I was light skinned. There was a difference, and so that was the aha moment. But my family has always been like, hey, you know, I mean, there wasn't any privilege. We were all treated the same. No one, you know, there was no difference. So.
Got you. Thank you for them comments, Queen. Appreciate you.
Okay, thanks.